Rev up your engines! All right, it's time again for things that I'm checking out to see if they're any good. Now, the first one is this ThinkCar scan tool. It's a ThinkCar Edge 6. Now, there's a zillion scan tools out there, right? I didn't know which one to pick. Well, I'm nuts about my giant Autel MaxiSys, right? It does all kinds of stuff, but it costs $5,000. Where this ThinkCar Edge 6 is like $390. Big price differential, right? Now you can buy cheapy, junky dongles for as little as like $19 to use with your cell phone. I don't advise those. Good cell phone dongle ones like the Blue Driver for $100-something, and they're excellent. Let's say you're serious about working on your car and you want to get into some serious stuff, but you're not serious enough to spend $5,000 on that Autel. Well, that's where a scan tool like this ThinkTool Edge 6 comes in. It has many professional features, a lot of interesting things at a not outrageous price. It's got a back on here, so you can upgrade all kinds of things that'll work with this. For example, you get a ThinkTool battery tester, which I already have from my old ThinkTools. Look at this. Now it's got a full battery analyzer. You can do regular flooded, AGM flat type, AGM spiral, gel battery, and EFB batteries. Batteries and charging systems have gotten very complex over the years. When I was a young mechanic, they were just flooded batteries. You'd have one tester that worked on them all. Not anymore. If you test a modern battery, the wrong tester, you're going to get fake result. You can't see electricity if you believe the fake result. You might end up buying a battery and alternator when you don't need one. Something like this is a professional tool. You can see it does a starting system test, charging system. It is a real battery charger, professional level. I'm using this battery tester module for years because it fits a lot of my ThinkTools. So I already had it, but if you want one, you can add it in. And it's not like you're buying some $40 battery tester. You're buying a professional battery tester that interfaces with the ThinkTool base unit, and you get a real professional result, not some Chinese product that you're buying for $39.95 and you pray that it works right. See, the add-ons include a tire pressure monitoring, a worker light, a thermal imager to look at thermal images, a video scope, the battery tester I just showed, an oscilloscope, a printer, and a BLE battery tester. Now, granted, you got to buy those things separately, but that's one of the reasons my big old Autel costs $5,000, right? Because it's got all that stuff included into the one unit, right? It's your choice what you want to get. But as for the unit itself, it does all kinds of things right out of the box. You can see, look at all the stuff it can do. Air, fuel, battery maintaining systems, brakes, if you got one of those power brake systems where your emergency brake is an electronic switch, you can turn it off when you do a brake job. It can bleed the coolant. And of course, it's a really nice scan tool for data. You plug the dongle in the OBD port and then go through diagnosis. It's got the VIN CRV08. Engine ID goes through everything, and we'll do a system scan. Now, you can see it's relatively slow scanning it, but that's because I'm spoiled rotten using the $5,000 scan tool, which is very fast, whips through it. Now, you get a tool like this, don't expect lightning speed. It's a $300-something tool. It's not a $5,000 tool. It'll access a lot of information, but it's going to take longer. That's just how it is. With the lower price scan tools, face the facts, it's going to have a slower chip. It's going to have less memory. As you can see, there's no slots for adding memory. It's just got a USB and a charging port. That's all it's got. There's nothing else around other than the storage hole for the little OBD wireless connector, which I kind of like because when you're done, it fits in the hole and you won't lose it. It's still only 49% done, so it's going to be a little bit slower. But you really want to shell out $5,000 for a super fast one, right? There's always pluses and minuses of anything. Now it's done scanning, so let's look at the data. Look at all the things we can access. It's got all kinds of stuff it can access. First, we'll just whiz through them, right? Look at all the data this machine can do. Okay, we're in ease now. La 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 la. La 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 la, a lot of data all the way down to the variable valve timing system, the AC pressure sensors, all kinds of information. And the ones that have graphs, you can actually graph them and watch the graph. There's the air fuel ratio sensor, and it's showing you on the graph. We'll rev it up. It'll go up because you're sucking more air in. With the engine, it'll show you all the cylinders misfiring. In this case, it's 0 because they're all running good. All kinds of systems coming out. It's a PGM, active control engine, automatic transmission, airbag system, drive-by-wire system, ABS system, body control module. There's all kinds of stuff. And like I said, I like it because once you unplug the dongle, look, it fits in here and snaps and locks in place so you won't lose a stupid thing. Now maybe you have no interest in buying a $390 scan tool, right? But maybe you want to do some serious stuff. Something like this in this price range, it's a pretty good scan tool. Of course, it's not going to do what my $5,000 one does. But hey, if you want to add a lot of those attributes, you can buy the module just to add that if you're interested in that particular system. You don't have to just go out and buy the $5,000 system. Now, if your car's trim is fading away, this company Lithium, it's a little company, but I like their stuff. They recently came up with this graphene-infused trim restoration cube system that does a really good job bringing trim back and lasting quite some time. First thing you do is spray it with cleaner. Here we go. You want to wipe it all on to clean everything off. And you can see there's a lot of dirt. It's coming right off. Then you open up the magic trim cube. Now you got to use it all at once, so you might as well get a bunch of areas ready before you do it. You just wipe it on. When you squeeze it, it activates, and you want to coat it nicely. You don't want to put too much on. You want to get it a nice coat. You buff it off. Then look at the difference. Here's the old one, all faded away. And here's the one in front of us that we did over. Does a phenomenal job. And check it out, even works on the fender trim. First we clean it off, then we'll apply it. Do a nice, neat job. Turn the sponge over as you're doing a job. Get maximum coverage. Look at the difference, okay? This is the one I just did. Nice and shiny now, and we go back to the one I didn't do. Well, it's pretty much faded away. Now, it does say permanently restores and protects. Nothing's permanent, but from my experience and other people I know who've used this stuff, sometimes it can go through over a year of car washes, and then all you gotta do is do it over again because it keeps it in. Unlike that product that I showed months ago that said restored it, it didn't even restore it from the get-go. It didn't even look good. After I'd done it right away, it still looked like crap. This looks good now, and you can't argue the stuff works right away. You'll find it'll last the whole time. Now, it says permanent restores. Nothing is permanent, come on. So hey, it looks factory new now. You can't even really tell between the tire and that. This is darker than the tire now. Pretty good stuff, I gotta say. I give it an A+. The only warning I'm gonna give you is I'm wearing gloves. The kit comes with a little set of gloves, but they're kind of cheap gloves. I like using my good gloves that are strong. It's pretty caustic stuff, so you don't want to be doing it with your bare hands. You want to wear gloves when you're putting it on. Now the last thing I'm talking about today is this Re-Aspire electric bicycle. It's a classic looking bike, but the bottom is something relatively interesting. That is a motor boost assist. Now unlike this fiddle-on electric bike that I like that has a hub motor, and you can just tool around as fast as you want just by pushing the throttle button, this Re-Aspire bike has no throttle. This is just a shifter here for the 8-speed. It's got a nice 8-speed Shimano Altus. It does have a relatively powerful battery, which is a nice Samsung battery. And what this does is, the motor inside boosts. It doesn't drive a hub motor, it drives the chain just like you do. And I gotta say, if you're a serious bike rider, hey, this bike's for you. Nice adjustable front shocks. It has dual front and rear disc brakes. And they're not cables, they're hydraulic brakes. It has mineral oil instead of brake fluid, but they're both hydraulic brakes. Plenty of stopping power, and with an 8-speed tranny and this really strong motor, it's a lot of fun to ride around. When you're pedaling on flat ground, if you're really pedaling hard, this baby can go over 32 miles an hour. If you want to go really fast, you can, but unlike the ones that I've been driving, because I'm lazy, this doesn't work that way. You have to pedal to get it going. Hence, it's a serious bike rider's bike. It's not for old guys like me that are lazy and don't want to pedal. You still got to pedal. You do not have to pedal very hard, though, let me tell you that. It rides really well because it's got shock absorbers in the front. It's a great compromise between a road racing bike and just a toy where you're mainly riding on the motor because you're lazy, right? This combines the best of both worlds, really. I got to say, it's a pretty interesting bike. My son likes it, and he's into road racing. He goes many, many miles just by pedaling power. He likes the exercise. You get some exercise with this, but it's a whole lot of fun. And you're not really annoying people like you are in some of those little electric bikes I have in Tennessee that'll go almost 40 miles an hour. Hey, they're practically electric motorcycles, you know? And people on bicycles kind of poo-poo them. They see a bike like this, they just think, oh, he's riding around on his bike. Who cares, right? It fits more in with the bicycle crowd. With this beautiful paint job, hey, it's a nice sidekick to my Yamaha FJR 1300. It's about the same color. Now, it doesn't go as fast, but of course, it doesn't use gasoline either. And of course, you're gonna do a lot less damage to yourself if you're driving 32 miles in this versus going 145 miles an hour in that motorcycle. There's no doubts about that. Hey, and if you've got any products you think are great, send them to me. Just get a hold of ScottyKilmer@gmail.com. You can send them to me. I will honestly test them out to see, are they a good product? Are they a bad product? Are they something in between? Are they a niche product? Like that bicycle, granted, it's a niche product. There's a certain amount of people that want to have a road type bike that can go off-road, that's got a nice big boost that can go 32 miles an hour, but they're not the lazy guys that just want to push a button and use the motor the whole time. So, if you got something like that, hey, contact me. I love testing things out so you don't have to do it yourself and end up with a lemon. The lemons that I end up with, hey, I don't turn them into lemonade. I turn them into interesting videos to show you what not to buy. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.